Jim Boyle's St. Joe Hawks have been racked by injuries and academic casualties, but they still boast a tower of power on the inside. Rodney Blake brings a rare combination, dynamic talent, and remarkable intensity. He'll battle the Owls' tandem of inside play, Tim Perry, and the emerging Ramon Rivas. It's an Atlantic 10 and City Series war, now playing for the first time at McGonigal Hall. Today from McGonigal Hall, it's the Temple Owls and the St. Joe Hawks. Hi everybody, from a sold-out rockin' and rollin' McGonigal Hall, welcome. I'm Larry Rosen, in for the vacationing Jim Barnack along with Ed Stefanski. Eddie, they've been playing about 80-some years, first time ever on campus at McGonigal Hall. What does that do to this rivalry?
It's a big difference. 68 out of 69 games, Temple's won here, 31 straight. It's become a pit. The Temple faithful are out. It's going to be very tough for St. Joe to run their offense and be into the game, but Jimmy Boyle says, he's a mathematician, he said the probability's with him today.
The Owls featured Tim Perry, a great shot blocker with some intense quickness on the inside. Timmy will front against Rodney Blake. What does that do for Timmy?
Timmy's the key on defense. John Chaney likes to run his zone defense with one guy covering the other opponent's best player, and Rodney Blake is the player for St. Joe. He's going to have to front him. He needs help from his other players, but if you get the ball into Rodney Blake's hands, it's almost two.
Let's talk about Rodney Blake. He must be on the floor. Does he have to tone down his game a little bit to stay on the floor today?
Well, I think a key is the referees. If they let him go at it, it's going to be an advantage to St. Joe because Rodney Blake's the key inside guy. Though Blake has been shooting the ball extremely well. The problem is his mobility. Temple does a great job against Rodney Blake, denying him the basketball. If he can't get it today, St. Joe's in for a long afternoon.
It's been 30 years since the Temple Owls had an outright city title. They'll go for another one in a moment. Stay tuned for the starting lineups coming up right after this. St. Joseph's will meet Temple on campus. And right now we'll go for the starting lineups to John McAdam.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to McGonigal Hall, home of the Temple University Owls. This afternoon, Temple University presents an Atlantic 10 conference game and a Philadelphia Big 5 City Series contest featuring the St. Joseph's University Hawks and the Temple University Owls. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for St. Joseph's. At a forward position, a sophomore, 6 feet, 8 inches tall, from Philadelphia, number 32, Tyrone Thornton. At the other forward is senior, 6 feet, 7 inches tall, from Orlando, Florida, number 34, Greg Millay. At the center spot, a junior, 6 feet, 8 inches tall, from Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania, number 53, Rodney Blake. At the guards, a senior, 5 feet, 9 inches tall, from Philadelphia, number 14, James Flint. And at the other guard is senior, 6 feet, 3 inches tall, from Bordentown, New Jersey, number 20, Wayne Williams. The head coach of the St. Joseph's University Hawks in his 6th season is Jim Boyle. And for the Temple University Owls, at a forward position, a sophomore, 6 feet, 7 inches tall, from Morrisville, Pennsylvania, number 32, Mike Vreeswyk. At the other forward, a junior, 6 feet, 9 inches tall, from Freehold, New Jersey, number 33, Tim Perry. At the center spot, a junior, 6 feet, 10 inches tall, from Carolina, Puerto Rico, number 44, Ramon Rivas. At the guards, a junior, 6 feet, 1 inch, from Philadelphia, number 21, Howard Evans. At the other guard is senior, 6 feet, 4 inches tall, from Philadelphia, number 3, Nate Blackwell. The head coach of the Temple University Owls in his 5th season is John Chaney. The officials for this afternoon's game, Jim Burr, Jim Huggard, and Jim Reif.
And they're an excellent crew. It will be Jim Burr, the so-called lead official, to toss it up to start it. The Temple Owls have won 9 in a row, 20 of their last 21, ranked anywhere from 3rd to 7th in the different national publications. For St. Joseph, they won 2 in a row, 4 of 5, and really, Eddie, it's probably a more important game for St. Joseph's in the overall national picture.
Sure, St. Joe, if they could get a win right here, puts them right back in it. They need a win over a ranked team like Temple. But Boyle said before the game, we're just going to take it like any other game. It's tough coming in here, and we'll play hard. He's going to try to run the ball up and down the court. He wants to get in a running match because if you looked at the scores, the Temple Owls, they keep their teams in the 60s, low 70s. So he'll try to get in a running match and not stay walking the ball up the court against Blackwell and Evans.
And when Temple holds opponents beneath that 70 plateau, they're almost unbeatable. The St. Joe Hawks have Wayne Williams coming off an arthrogram on his left knee on Monday, back playing, and that's a happy note and surprising, if you will. He also has had some hamstring difficulties, so we'll wait and see how the bell cow for these St. Joe Hawks, Wayne Williams, comes and goes up and down the floor early on tonight. And the Owls about ready for the center tap. Rodney Blake does not take the center jump, and that's somewhat surprising. They used Tyrone Thornton, who is a great leaper, against Tim Perry, and the Owls like to go with a set play. Tim Perry to Ramon Rivas, and it works, and we're underway.
St. Joseph's 2-3 zone. Look for Temple, look for the bomb.
Wide open, Howard Evans. Hard off the rim, and a great inside rebound from Greg Millay. As mentioned, the fast break. It's a length of the floor pass for Thornton, and the quickness of Howard Evans knocks it out of bounds, but a nice pass.
A very good play. They got back before Temple can get in that tough zone defense, but Thornton made the good catch, but he didn't go up hard, and Evans got him. You got to go up and dunk that ball.
Millay will trigger, has Blake.
This zone's so tough, Larry. They're going to front. Watch Curry. He's all over Blake right now. They know where Rodney Blake is at all times.
It is almost a 4-man zone with Tim Perry playing isolate on Rodney Blake, trying to work from in front. Millay likes the top of the key area, and Williams loves the baseline. Millay to the posted up, Tyrone Thornton gets the hop, and that'll be an offensive interference. Technical foul on Rodney Blake, so hold the Screamers.
But they're going to give him the bucket, the 2 points, and they're going to call bringing down the rim, which is a technical foul. I believe they're going to give him the 2 points.
Yes, the basket has been posted.
But here's what I said about the officials. Now here you can maybe call over the top. There is a Temple player down there, Blackwell, but that's what John Chaney's upset there. But Blake goes right up and puts it back in the basket.
Well, that's a goaltend. No other way to look at it. That was a goaltend, as his hand was definitely in the cylinder. Jimmy Huggard told me that that is the most difficult call in refereeing because they're 4 feet below where they have to call it. At the other end, Howard Evans will shoot the technical free throw and connect. Evans, an 88%er from the line, and it's 2-1. And Temple basketball, Howard doing some house cleaning. And Nate Blackwell, who has been torrid his last several games, shooting 70% in his last couple of Atlantic 10 battles, 21 for 30, who starts the offense. Again, the 2-3. So the Owls have the 3-guard perimeter look. There will be open shots for that man. Here it is from Blackwell. Short. On the run, it's Bruiser Flint. The Owls back well on defense. Millay spots up, kicks it back for Bruiser. Around and out. Very nicely kept alive by Millay to Flint. Goes down Broadway, can't fall. And the Owls will run. Evans stops, pops, in there.
Good transition basketball by both teams, but Blackwell gets it out to Howie Evans. Howie Evans making an experienced move, stops and takes his jumper. If he continues to penetrate, the possibility of the offensive foul. But watch how they kick the ball out here. They get it out to Evans' hands, and he'll pull up to see the jumper. Good move because Wayne Williams, a great defender, is back there, and he hits nothing but net.
Howard Evans, a 30-some% shooter his first couple of years, has improved it to 45%, shooting with much more confidence in the second half of the season. And he was a great shooter in high school, just lost his touch in the John Chaney system.
But the great thing we said before about John Chaney, he tells the kids, if you're open, shoot the basketball. If you don't want to shoot it when you're open, you're going to sit down next to me, and that gives any kind of shooter great confidence when they're out there.
And it's 3-2 early on. The Owls sitting in a basic 2-3 matchup. Again, it's Perry and Blake on the left block. Malay. Almost that point forward that Milwaukee uses, and Paul Pressey loves the top of the key. With quickness, Bruiser comes to the other side. Wayne Williams' first opportunity. Blake and Perry really hammering inside. Rodney wants the basketball. A wide open Wayne Williams does not take it. Gets his man in the air and gets the roll. And here's some elbows exchanged between Ramon Rivas and Rodney Blake. And Jim Burr will stop, call both players over to our left, and say, hey, none of that. John Chaney wants a call against Blake, who did throw the elbow.
Well, boys will be boys here, and this is a great game. We're talking Big 5 Atlantic 10. Both teams really go at each other. Let's see, a good move by Wayne Williams, and they're both 260.
Here's a jumper by Tim Perry, tapped up and in by Ramon Rivas. As we come back quickly, the Owls in transition go into their half-court trap. Thornton breaks it himself and rises up on Ramon Rivas, and that'll be a block foul on Ramon.
And that's a good call. Rivas did not get position. Let's watch. We got a couple angles here to show you. As Thornton comes down hard here, Rivas is not there. He's not planted. He usually doesn't take that offensive foul.
Great athlete is Tyrone Thornton, and we've got a timeout on the floor and a nice block by Tim Perry, and we'll keep it here. 2 minutes, 22 seconds gone by. Some early impressions, Eddie.
Well, I think
already got 22 plus this year, looking at 30, so he might climb up that ladder a little bit. Nate Blackwell going for his 99th win as a Temple Owl today. An incredible 4-year career under John Chaney.
Blackwell is you want to say keys. There's a lot of keys on Temple, but Blackwell's just done a terrific job for the Temple Owls. People are telling me, watch Temple next year. They're going to even be better. I don't care what they have coming in. Nobody can be better than Blackwell as a senior guard this year. And these people are basketball people saying that Temple's going to be better. Hey, I hope for John Chaney and Temple Owls they are better. But if there's someone better than Blackwell stepping in, I want to see this kid.
Nate, the consummate senior, the consummate leader, the coach on the floor. And Ramon Rivas got his first foul, the first team foul. And on the line will be Tyrone Thornton. Thornton moved into the starting lineup when Jim Boyle lost Jimmy Owens, who can jump out of buildings but did not keep up with the academics, and he is on the end of the Hawk bench in street clothes. That was a brick.
As we see Thornton on the line, Larry, he's the key to St. Joe because Blake can only match up with one, Perry or Rivas. He's got to do the job inside for the Hawks.
0 for 2, and Mike Vreeswyk cleans up the loose rebound. The side court break, Evans. Still against that 2-3. Tim Perry not involved offensively as yet, but Ramon is. Turns. Good kick for Vreeswyk. Off the heel, tapped up by Perry. Perry had Wayne Williams at 6'3", and that'll be a foul. Howard Evans and John Chaney up and active.
If you're going to beat the Temple Owls and it's going to be an upset to beat them, you can't give them second shots. They get the missed jump shot, which Boyle has to give something up, and they can't rebound the basketball. So St. Joe's going to have to keep Temple off.
The Owls in a surprising trap with Malay forcing to handle the basketball. Now Bruiser Flint breaks it smoothly to the wing, and Thornton bangs it home. Excellent execution by the point guard, Bruiser Flint, to Tyrone Thornton. And now trapped the other way, a 1-3-1 for St. Joe's, and the Owls have handled this all year long, and they drop back 2-3. Evans left wing. It's Tim Perry flashing the baseline, has not been active offensively. Vreeswyk will load up to Blackwell, so Howard Evans wide open. Around and out, Perry, strong board, and a slam, and a foul.
That's a great, again, offensive rebound. I think they got Rodney Blake as he didn't want Perry to go up and jam, but Tim Perry was not going to be denied on there. I can hardly hear myself think the way these fans are really in the game. But you'll see Evans shot miss. This is the third offensive rebound for Temple. No one blocking him out, and Blake goes up and fouls him. But great offensive rebound by the Temple Owls.
Timmy Perry calls that my arm and hammer dunk. I go up with one arm and hammer it down. He misses the foul shot. Timmy not a very good foul shooter. It's a 9-6 Temple lead, and we've only played 3.5 minutes. Good aggressive defense by the Owls. Evans out on Flint.
Rodney Blake's got to watch himself. He's really pumped up. He can pick up some fouls.
Thornton misses. Malay keeps it alive. Blake comes down with it. He can't do much, but Thornton picks up the garbage. And good banging on the glass by the Hawks with 3 opportunities. It's 9-8. And now a 2-2-1 full court trap. And the Owls recognize it, use the big guy to break it. And Ramon leaves for Blackwell. The Owls recognize pressure as well as anyone. Vreeswyk, the rainbow, is long. And Malay, who averages 8 boards, cleans it. To the charging Tyrone Thornton, who's filled that wing efficiently. Puts it down for a St. Joseph's lead.
Good move by Jim Boyle, as he said earlier, transition basketball, and it's helping them because they don't want Temple to set up. But how long can they go? They have no bench to bring in players.
Howard Evans, Blackwell, and Vreeswyk in the 3-man perimeter set. Timmy walks. Tim Perry looks over at Rodney Blake. Says, I had you turn, but I moved my foot. Get your next trip.
Right, and then Rodney Blake, it's not a block shot, but he calls the turnover because Perry respects his shot blocking ability. Both players can block shots.
Oh, there's a rebound slam by Rodney as Tim Perry committed to the shot. Some lightning quick athletic ability inside shown by Rodney Blake. Powers that one through. 5 minutes gone by, a 3-point. St. Joe lead. Vreeswyk. Evans at the top. That's his spot. He drills it for 3.
You can't take everything away, and St. Joe's going to let the jump shot and hope they miss, but there Evans knocks it home for the Owls.
Wayne Williams, well short. And Mike Vreeswyk, a man-sized rebound. On the run comes Evans. Good box out by the Owls. Blackwell stops. To Vreeswyk for 3. Wide open, nails it.
See, I don't think you can play the Temple Owls zone. They got those 3 great shooters, and they move the ball. I think St. Joe's best defense is man-to-man. I think he's going to have to show it Jimmy Boyle soon.
Here's Bruiser, bumps into Thornton, gets it back from Blake. Almost a wall. Blackwell out on him. Rodney's so active inside, but Williams will pump well short. Floor rebound for Blackwell. Here's Evans, side court left. Has a trailer. It's Vreeswyk. And a bad pass by Vreeswyk. Bruiser leads a 3-on-1. Will kick to Williams. Good. And a foul on Vreeswyk. And John Chaney disagrees.
Again, one thing Temple's not doing well is in transition basketball. They're not getting back on defense, and John Chaney talked about balance at all times, and I'm sure he's upset with his players that he does not have the balance. Good bounce pass there, and he goes up, and it's a tight call. I hate the offensive. I wish they didn't even call it like in the pros. Nobody steps in. It's a non-aggressive move. But there's Chaney talking to Rivas, and he has Vreeswyk for the bench, and he's upset with the floor balance that Temple has had so far in the first half.
So Darren Pearsall, a zone buster, and Derek Brantley, an inside player, come in. And that's probably as deep as John Chaney will go today, barring fouls or injuries. It's 15-14 Temple. We played 6 minutes plus. Notice Pearsall takes the Vreeswyk roll. It's Evans for 3. Gets the roll.
And you're right, he got the roll. The rim was nice to him, but Howie Evans has got it going. He's got a lot of confidence.
And 9 early points. Bruiser with great quickness. Pearsall the intercept, loose ball. Alternating possession will favor St. Joseph's. They'll retain. Bruiser Flint showing me some incredible floor play. Had 13 assists against South Florida, 1 shy of the school record from Tommy Haggerty, and has a handful already in this one.
And if this style play in transition, he's going to have a lot this afternoon.
And he accepts the inbounds, goes straight up, and a whistle called on Derek Brantley, trying to fight through Rodney Blake for inside position.
The referees are going to have to take this game in control right now, Larry, because you have a big man out there. 260 Blake, 260 Rivas, a 6'9" guy in Perry. Brantley and Malay are exchanging words. So somebody's got to take the game. We're going to have not a nice incident.
Amazing that Jim Wright, the only referee that can look Rodney and Timmy eye to eye, so he got the assignment. The Owls sitting in a 2-3. It's Blackwell trying to front on Thornton, and a wide open 3-pointer from Greg Malay. His first bucket of the ball game, and the 1-3-1 full court. The Owls recognize it, and they use that kickback pass to bring it across. Here's Blackwell against the conventional 2-3. Darren Pearsall left alone. A piece from Owens. Make that bruiser Flynn, who got the block shot and the loose rebound. 18-17 Temple. Greg Millay, a leaping leaner. And you gotta love Greg Millay, the blue collar force. Now with 5 straight, it's 19-18. All kinds of different full court pressure looks, but really they're just to slow the Owls' tempo. They fall back into 2-3. It's not really an aggressive full court press, Eddie.
No, you're exactly right. Slowing Temple down a little bit.
Great position. What a rejection. Oh, Rodney Blake met Timmy at the rim, put it back in his face, and accepts on the other end. Over Brantley, the jump hook.
Rodney Blake has his game face on. I'm telling you, he's really into the game. He just has to watch himself getting fouls. But right there, I thought he had a bad angle on Timmy Curry, but he didn't, and he blocked Tim's shot.
And I love the hustle down the floor to beat the big people and get in position. Pearsall for 3. A rainbow is well off target. Floor rebound to Millay. Look out, 2-on-0. Thornton up and good. Tyrone Thornton now with 8 points in the ball game and a 9-point St. Joe run.
I'm shocked at this because, again, Temple usually has great floor balance. They played UNLV in the Garden, who goes up and down better than anyone and stopped them. So John Chaney at a timeout's going to have to talk about their floor balance.
Chaney, one of those coaches that will not stop a run with a timeout, rather stop it with a basket. Pearsall, loose rebound, Perry, nowhere to go, kicks it to Blackwell, heads 360 spin, rejected by Wayne Williams.
A little Earl Monroe there as he just spin by everybody, but Wayne Williams, a very good defender, gets him from behind. It'll be Temple's ball, and they'll have a 5-point deficit against the Hawks here at McGonigal Hall.
Derek Brantley, Darren Pearsall, sit down. Ramon Rivas, Mike Vreeswyk, return. 9 minutes gone by. Blackwell in the baseline. Very few set plays for the big people for Temple thus far. Blackwell, short, a little bit flat, and a turnover by Wayne Williams. Loose ball picked up by Perry, and they wanted a run inside the Perry off his hands, recovered by Blackwell. He'll pop and hit. A little bit skitterish on the defense as Blackwell fouls Bruiser Flint in the man-on-man press.
And that was Nate Blackwell's first 2 points, but St. Joe, they have 1 turnover in the game, going 10 minutes with 1 turnover. Temple usually is the team with the less turnovers.
And only 1 foul for St. Joseph's. And that went on Rodney Blake. The Owls with 5. Almost a straight man-to-man for Temple as they match up. Millay, that's Wayne Williams. Millay, around and good. So they know the rims at McGonigal.
Well, the rims have been good to both teams here at McGonigal. A couple shots shouldn't have gone and they went in. They've helped both teams, but I'm surprised that St. Joe's offense not moving that much, but they got a wide open shot against Millay.
Halfway through the first half, a 6-point St. Joe lead, their biggest. A kickball by Millay on the bounce pass entry. Jim Boyle up and applauding his defense.
Well, he's got to be happy. The intensity that St. Joe has is just terrific so far here in the first half.
Rodney Blake has the fire in his eyes. Howard Evans for 3 over Millay. Well off target, and that'll be a foul on Rodney Blake, elbowing Rivas.
Right, again, as I said to you, he's so intense. The one thing about Rodney Blake and why he's so good, he plays hard constantly. He only knows one way how to play the game. But right there, he had Rivas blocked out. But watch the elbow. He sticks it in a little too hard here. As you see, he hooks Rivas. He has him blocked out. He overemphasizes it, and he wouldn't have been picked up a foul. It's 2 on him.
Block on the set play entry. Ramon is tied up by Rodney Blake. On the entry, set for Ramon. The original shot blocked by Blake. Recovery Rivas. 2 blocks now for Rodney and 2 fouls for Rodney. Ramon Rivas playing very under control. That elbow a year ago, he would have returned it in kind. That time he just accepted the foul.
Good move by Rivas not to retaliate.
Well off target is Vreeswyk. Perry is fourth board, and from behind the fouls on Wayne Williams.
And it's funny because when Rodney Blake was at Monsignor Bonner High School in Drexel Hill, he's being recruited by John Chaney.
Yep.
He loves the man. He thinks he's a great teacher. He had a good shot at coming here to Temple. He's selected to go to St. Joe Hawks, but he's not showing a lot of love for John Chaney so far. He's just playing his heart out, but he thinks John Chaney respects the man as a coach.
Well, John Chaney respects people that play hard, so he's enjoying himself. Tim Perry, just a 56%er, the only missing element in his game, makes the first. Timmy now with 5, make it 6, and the Owls have fought back with the full court pressure.
They're showing their soft pressure also, Larry. They're just trying to slow St. Joe down here.
Malay just cruises by Vreeswyk. And it's a straight man-to-man out of Temple. And Vreeswyk has Williams, a tough matchup. There they are. Malay, wide open, nails it.
That's 3 3-point plays by Greg Malay this afternoon. They got to shoot the ball from the outside. St. Joe, if they're going to stay with the Temple Owls this afternoon.
Longest lead of the night at 7 for St. Joseph's. Blackwell. The Owls beat people standing still, so Nate will fire and hit it. A three-pointer for Blackwell. Look at Bruiser in the open floor. Great dish for Williams. Two fakes, a left-hand layup, no. Tap coming in by Rodney Blake.
The intensity level by both teams is incredible. I mean, you just have to love both teams, college basketball, playing their hearts out, but it's got to wear on some team here. Some teams got to get tired. We had one timeout. Jimmy Boyle's going to have to use his timeouts to rest his players.
Here's Perry over Blake, well short. Nice rebound Malay. And Blake did a good job of intimidating. 7 boards now already for Malay, who averages 7.9 and a turnover. Perry the intercept. Evans 1 on 3. We'll pause to Blackwell for 3.
It's incredible. They don't fall. Their 7-point lead by St. Joe. Now it's 3. Temple just comes down and Blackwell knocks the three-pointer.
That's over and back. Oh! Bruiser Flint got away with an over and back right in front of us. Caught the ball in the forecourt, stepped in the backcourt. Williams left hand, no. Blake the rebound to the hole. No good.
Well, you're right. It was a backcourt violation. John Chaney hasn't been happy all afternoon, but again, St. Joe's doing a good job on the offensive boards. One move right there by Rodney Blake that I didn't think he had in his bag of tricks was the left-handed hook. He went up. Watch Tim Perry has great position here. We'll see the play. Wayne Williams is in big trouble. He'll get the rebound. Watch him go up. Good position here by Perry. He uses the left, and he gets fouled.
Gotta love that replay. Above the basket. Our director, Bob Ayers, having fun with that new angle here at McGonigal Hall. And we are too. Rodney misses the first. 16 fouls now on Temple. 3 on St. Joe. Blake makes. He's an 80, now a 77%er. Was an 86%er back when these two teams met 3 weeks ago. 32-28. A 4-point Hawk lead.
Henry Smith is checked in for the St. Joe lineup, replacing Tyrone Thornton.
And he's a scrapper. Got a tight end's body. Nate Blackwell works him over and misses. Tim Perry, another board. A jump hook falls. Perry with 8.
Well, Tim Perry says, Rodney, you have a hook. I got one too. And he put it right in his face and knocked it home.
Man-to-man, full court pressure. Evans tries to double team. Broadway's open. And Malay spills out.
Greg Malay made a great move. He kept his dribble. He saw the wide open lane but missed it.
Here's Howard Evans, a charge. Rodney Blake stood his ground.
See, this is why Rodney Blake is getting smarter as he's a junior now here at St. Joe. Before we go for the block shot, he tries to get his position. He does, and goes down for the foul.
And Howard Evans, out of control, got caught with the offensive foul. It is 32-30. It's every Al back on the other side of half court. And Williams breaks it easily. Smith trying to post up hard on Ramon Rivas inside as Blake has Perry. Malay, right wing.
See, St. Joe has to send some people through to see if Temple's playing man-to-man or zone. Right now, they're just trying to match up. And there's a foul on Henry Smith.
Henry Smith backing in on Rivas. His first.
See, there's such thing about playing aggressive basketball, but be intelligent. Henry Smith comes in there and just knocks Rivas on a bad pick, and it's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be Temple's basketball.
And Jim Boyle saying Rivas is doing that to us on the other end. Now no full court pressure out of St. Joe, but they go to a 3-2 look or a 1-2-2 look. Blackwell, Evans, and Vreeswyk. The three owls on the perimeter. Blackwell over Blake. Good job getting out to intimidate the shot was Rodney Blake. Bruiser will stop his spot. His shot is good.
And that's not usual for Bruiser Flint to score a lot of points, but right there as he stopped and took the three-pointer and scores it.
He and Malay, the most prolific outside shooters for St. Joe. Good kick by Perry. Gets it back. Puts it up and no good. Oh, that could have been a goaltend. Timmy, the jump hook, will not fall.
Malay, another rebound. That's 8 or 9 for the first half. But why he's getting them is because Blake and Smith are doing such a good job keeping the other Temple Owls off the backboard.
Good point, Eddie. Williams, wild shot. Smith, the rebound, up and good. Henry Smith, who Jim Boyle loves. He loves those scrappy players. Reminds him of me, he says, with the bloody knees and the bloody elbows. His first bucket. And back up to 7. Now a 3-2 front. What does this mean, Eddie?
Well, they're trying to match up with Temple's three guards, Blackwell, Evans, and Vreeswyk. But they're looking at 3-2 just to try to match up against the shooters.
The Owls have yet to really use Ramon Rivas. Blackwell comes through. And now it's Evans open. Has Perry over Smith. That's money. And Rodney Blake hits the floor hard.
Well, there's the problem, Larry. You go 3-2, they're going to just dump it inside. It's a simple game for John Chaney and his Temple Owls.
They read and recognize as well as any team in America. You match up outside, they'll go low post. You double team inside, they'll fire for 3. You can't win. St. Joe certainly winning right now by 5 with 4 minutes remaining from McGonigal Hall. Wayne Williams tries to go on Howard Evans, overplays him right. There's Smith, faces up, nowhere to go. Shot clock's at 10. Bruiser to Malay, he's got to do it. Shot clock at 5. Williams blocked by Perry. Fresh 45. Williams gets away with a walk and gets the hoop.
You're right about that. He definitely walked on the play. He got away with it. Good defense by Temple, but offensive rebound.
My goodness, the rebounding battle is so intense. Blackwell plays catch with Evans. It's Vreeswyk who goes through. There he is, wide open. That's the set offense. That's not the intended result. Rebound Williams to Malay. And Flint uses the left side. Williams loses, picks it up, and it might have hit off Vreeswyk, and thus he's able to recover. Malay for 3. Around and out. Rivas, the strong rebound. Three minutes remaining. Malay and Vreeswyk, a great matchup. Now Perry with position. Backs out and misses. Timmy, not a good fadeaway shooter. Likes to go straight up. Faded away and shot it long.
2:45 left. They have a 7-point lead. They may think, I know it's crazy, but maybe take a timeout and put Blake on the bench. If he picks up his 3rd foul, they're in trouble in the second half.
Blake misses as he fades away. Did not go strong to the hole. Looks like Tyrone Thornton might be coming in for Rodney at the next stoppage. Blake might have fouled Nate Blackwell, and that could be dangerous. Coach Stefanski on top of that one.
Yep, you see, there's the problem. You can't let Rodney Blake stay in there at the end there.
And how about Nate Blackwell taking it right to the big guy?
And it's a smart move by Blackwell. We talked about how intelligent he was. But I'm sure Jimmy Boyle's upset because he had Tyrone Thornton there, and I'm sure he was coming in for him. But if you got Rodney Blake out 2 minutes, you go 4 corners and use the clock and try to hold that 7-point lead. That's a big foul. A great advantage for the Temple Owls.
Nate makes the first. Blackwell averaging 19 points per ball game, an 89%er from the foul line, and just an intensely drilled, schooled Philadelphia guard. Makes a pair. It's a 5-point game. Now Rodney not on the floor. We'll see how the Owls respond. And Howard Evans called for a little ticky-tack bump in the backcourt.
With this lineup in for the Hawks, I think
and that's 3 on Howard Evans.
That's going to hurt them too. Is he going to take him out?
Oh, he's got to. Here comes Jerome Dowdell. Tom Katsikas snuck in the ballgame on us, replacing Mike Vreeswyk last trip down the floor. And now Howard Evans, that may be as big a loss for John Chaney as Rodney Blake is for St. Joseph's, because without Howard on the floor, Nate Blackwell has all of the ball handling responsibilities to himself.
But who would you trade? Who would you?
Well,
that's the problem. I agree with you, but Blackwell, he's so good. He's just going to take it. And there's only 2 minutes 15 left in the first half here. I think if St. Joe does get back the ball, they got to play the perfect game. They're going to play the 6th team in the country. They got to milk the clock and try to milk this lead and get a lead in the locker room.
Dowdell and Katsikas. Katsikas not bashful, knocks it down. The freshman from Cherry Hill.
That's some confidence as he comes in and just knocks a three-pointer now.
He is 7 for 15 from three-point range all year.
St. Joe's attacking the Temple defense. If they miss here, St. Temple can come down and tie the game.
Malay with Blake, and they run the set offense looking for Smith on the low post. A very small St. Joe team on the floor. Wayne Williams, good move. Up and in. Oh, around and out. Rebound Smith, and he puts it in. Wayne Williams missed the gimme.
Second shot. Smith gets another one. Good move by Wayne Williams, but he doesn't make it.
And it's 41-37, St. Joseph's. Now the Owls can get 2 for 1 on the final possessions of the half if they show some intelligence here. Jerome Dowdell now in for Howard Evans. Katsikas, who made the last one. Dowdell, a great shooter, not a great ball handler. Katsikas. Nate, in the air, around and in. Blackwell now in double figures with 13, leading all scorers. And it's a 1-point game. Williams for 3, no good. Rivas the rebound, and the shot clock is turned off. And the Owls can take a lead with a bucket here. Man-to-man from St. Joseph's. Katsikas leaves for Blackwell, down to 10 right now, and Blackwell will go on Wayne Williams. Picks up the dribble. Katsikas fires, well short. Curry the loose rebound. On the floor, 2 seconds left, alternating possession, goes St. Joe's way. Great effort out of Tyrone Thornton. And now 2 seconds remain in the first half. See what kind of set play Jim Boyle pulls out. The Owls in man-to-man, full court, with nobody on Malay. Inbounded to Smith. He's bumped by Rivas and no call, and the half ends. And Henry Smith goes right to Jim Wright and says, what about a call on Rivas? So Rodney Blake has 3 fouls. And not
John, first half, offensive rebound. St. Joe has a lot for putting them back for 2 points.
Yeah, they're good at that. They're good at banging people around and not allowing... When we front them, they're knocking us out of the way, and these officials are absolutely ridiculous with that.
Okay, now on the floor bounce, you're a little upset with your team on the transition. They've gotten some easy buckets.
We've taken some bad shots and from terrible areas on the basketball court, and that hurts transition.
Right, okay, John, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Okay, we have an upset. John Chaney with the officials as his team has a 1-point deficit. Let's go back to Larry Rosen.
It will be an interesting 9 points. Mike Vreeswyk with 5, and Tom Katsikas popped off the bench for 1 3-pointer for the Owls total of 40. Eddie, looking over the stat sheet as Jim Boyle looks on, St. Joseph shot 50%, Temple 37%, and yet it's still a 1-point ball game.
Well, that's the scary part for the St. Joe Hawks and their faithful. They only shoot 37% from the field, and they're only up 1 point. And so Temple's right there. Jim Boyle said before the game, if they don't shoot the ball that well, we have a chance to beat them. Well, they got to shoot the ball better in the second half as the Temple Owls. But the key, if you're going to upset somebody, you have to rebound the ball and hold on to the basketball. St. Joe's is doing that. They're out rebounding Temple by 7. They have 3 turnovers to Temple's 3, so they're doing that job. It's the problems. Rodney Blake, 3 fouls. We talked about him. They could get him out a little bit earlier. And the shooting percentage, I don't think Temple's going to shoot 37%. And that, but, hey, 20, what's Temple, 20-2?
22-2.
22-2. Well, 22 other teams have had the same problem.
Exactly. Elsewhere in college basketball, Villanova, a gutty performance down at Landover, but they fall to Georgetown, and now they probably have to win 5 in a row to make the NCAAs. Kentucky in the SEC, a bit of an upset over Alabama. In the Atlantic Coast Conference, Georgia Tech rolls along Wake Forest, only 1 win in conference play. And in the Atlantic 10, George Washington beats up on Craig Littlepage's Rutgers team by 7 points. The last time these two teams met, it was a 1-point game. Rodney Blake missed a foul shot right before the buzzer, or it could have been overtime. And this one has all the makings of a 40-minute-er right now. We'll set the floor for you. Temple emerges with their starting unit. Blackwell, Evans, Perry, Rivas, and Vreeswyk for St. Joseph's. It's Smith, Millay, Thornton, Williams, and Flint, so Rodney Blake will sit.
Right, Rodney Blake will sit. Don't be surprised St. Joe goes man-to-man. They can't play the zone without Blake in there. Better matchups if they play man-to-man, and they're going to show man-to-man early.
The matchup has Evans with Blake, and they go right to Perry, who's well short with an air ball, but gets it back. He's got a lot of size on Smith. And there's a 3-pointer from Blackwell.
Offensive rebounds there. They played good defense. Perry missed the shot, but it gets back to Blackwell for 3.
In the air and good for Terrell Thornton quickly. And they stop for a streamer. And the scoreboard is yet to catch up. That was a 3-pointer by Blackwell to make it 43-41. And now it's tied at 43. Still a flat-footed tie.
They're going to go to Tim Perry all night if Thornton's going to play behind him. He's got it from there. It's so easy, the entry pass.
Again short. Again his own rebound. Again, he can't get it to fall, and Rivas the personal. That'll be the second on Rivas.
You know, Tyrone Thornton, if he wants to play defense, that's fine. You got to front the guy. But if you're not going to front him and then he shoots you don't block him out, what are you going to be doing? And that's a big worry for Jim Boyle and St. Joe Hawks. He's got to do something defensively out there.
Looked like Timmy Perry has shot the last couple of trips. The Owls in their 2-3. Millay surveys the floor. Wayne Williams quiet offensively, only 3 of 11 in the first half. Playing with that knee problem and a hamstring pull. He'll give you 40 minutes anyway.
St. Joe, a little bit more movement. They're passing, cutting through. They got to do that. Temple has to recognize what defense they're in and try to match up. If you have people going through on offense, it gets them confused.
Good ball movement on the perimeter for a Flint 3-pointer, which is an air ball. On the run comes Howard Evans. Pulls up and resets the floor. Nate Blackwell to Mike Vreeswyk just inside the line. Another Perry rebound. A reverse, no good. And Henry Smith comes out with it. Tim Perry now with 11 rebounds, but only 4 for 13 shooting.
Tim Perry's had a lot of bad luck here in the first half. Second half, missing a couple easy shots.
Wayne Williams gets his own rebound. Slapped away by Vreeswyk. On the run comes Blackwell. Good jump pass. And a nice look for Vreeswyk, and he's hammered. Major league foul, Williams or Smith.
Well, Tim Perry right now, he's frustrated. He gets the ball. He said, I'm not making anything. Let's make the little pass. Great look here to Vreeswyk. And the Hawks come back, but they have to foul. But a good look by Tim Perry. But believe me, if Tim Perry gets the ball that easy inside, it's going to be a long afternoon, and they're going to have to put Rodney Blake back in the ballgame.
Hey, Tim Perry only has 4 assists all year. He wanted that assist badly. And a nice look. Vreeswyk, a good foul shooter, makes the first.
Well, what do you want him to do? Everything? He rebounds the ball, blocks shots. That's what Evans and Blackwell's for.
That's right. He's not allowed to pass. And it's a 2-point Owls lead. Bruiser Flint from Episcopal Academy against West Philadelphia's Howard Evans. Exchanges with Thornton. Williams works the right side. And as Eddie said, a little bit more movement from the St. Joe offense. That's the skip pass to Millay. Over the top against the Al zone. Shot clock at 15. Williams will roll on Rivas and pop. Around and out. Millay is right there. Greg Millay, a great rebounder. Now has 10 rebounds and 13 points.
Greg Millay, the ultimate garbage man. He's always around the basketball, offense and defensive rebounding.
Got to come up with a better word than garbage, you know what I mean?
He's a great kid, but he's a hard worker. He'll like it. He just wants points and rebounds.
That's right. John Chaney says some kids play in the penthouse, some play in the outhouse. Howard Evans off a double screen. Short. Gets it back. Blackwell alone. Way off target. Wayne Williams is alone up at the other end if they can get it to him. But Flint will walk it up. Millay pops for three. Vreeswyk the rebound.
And that's not Greg Millay's style of basketball, pushing it up quickly and taking a three-pointer. Not a wise decision there.
Blackwell is long. Great rebound, Perry over the top on Bruiser Flint, and Henry Smith the foul.
Well, Bruiser's Flint, man, he's mad. He says Perry pushed him off the basketball, but right there, he had no chance. There you see the 5'8" guy trying to block out. Perry just goes right over the top. Good foul here by Henry Smith. It was going to be easy too, so Perry will go to the line. We're all tied at 45.
And that's good schooling for Tim Perry. Nate Blackwell on the left wing. Timmy goes to the weak side to anticipate the rebound. Makes the foul shot. St. Joe was 1 for 6 from the line in the first half, including a couple of front ends by Wayne Williams. So that could have been critical. The Owls were 5 for 6. Now 7 for 8, and Derek Brantley will check in for Ramon Rivas.
And I think that's a good move by John Chaney. With Blake on the bench, St. Joe's going with the smaller lineup. He'll put Brantley in a little bit more mobile than Ramon Rivas.
And when do you go to Rodney Blake?
Look at the scoreboard.
Great move, Tyrone Thornton. Super quickness with the right hand. And we're tied once more. Man-to-man set. The Owls work off it with the screens for Perry. Jump hook around and out. Nice rebound, Smith. Loose ball picked up Thornton. On the run, Smith has Wayne Williams ahead. Has to run it down to the corner. To Millay at the foul line. Yes.
Good move there by Wayne Williams to catch the basketball first. It was a great athletic move because it wasn't a good pass. He got in penetration in the lane and found Greg Millay for two. The Hawks have a 2-point advantage over the Owls.
And they are keeping feet in the post. Perry again misses. And again Smith the great rebound. Here's Flint in transition. Has Wayne Williams cross court. Elects to use Henry Smith baseline. Now it's Williams with the left hand. Yes. Nice little finger roll from Wayne Williams.
Wayne Williams loves to slice through players there as he had both big guys with their hands up. He sliced right through them and used the left. But Perry's going to have a field day. I don't care if he's missing shots. They got to cover him. He's not going to miss all day.
Blackwell around Williams is fouled by Wayne Williams. Foul number 3 on the senior 6'3" captain Wayne Williams. And Nate Blackwell will march to the line, down by 4.
That's got to be a concern for Coach Jimmy Boyle of the Hawks because he has Rodney Blake with 3 fouls. He's got to play man-to-man because he'll match up better with Blake on the bench. But Wayne Williams, his star and captain, has his 3rd foul.
Now the Owls without Blake are able to get some minutes out of their big people without a lot of trouble inside. No fouls to worry about. Blackwell makes.
Problem is he probably has to go back into a zone defense even with Blake on the bench.
Nate another. Nate now 4 for 4 from the foul line. It's a 2-point ball game. The Owls in their 2-3 matchup with Brantley guarding baseline as Williams slices through. Millay, Wayne Williams tries the baseline on Derek Brantley, won't let him have it. A couple of Jersey kids head to head. There's the skip pass. And Bruiser splits the seam. Good off the glass.
Good move by Bruiser Flint as he showed the basketball to Howard Evans, the defender. Evans goes by him and makes penetration. Once you make penetration, I don't care how good the zone is, it breaks down.
Blackwell with Williams. Trackbacks, and here goes Nate off 2 screens. Stay with Nate Blackwell as he'll work off the double screen. There it is. He fumbles the pass. He wants to go on Williams, who has 3 fouls. Throws it up wild. Brantley fights for it. In transition is Williams. He'll go on Vreeswyk. Up good the foul.
And there's some kind of player. He plays great defense on the defensive end with 3 fouls. Bad shot by Blackwell. Gets it out, and he's there going to get the break and going to get the 2 and an opportunity of a 3-point shot. That's an athletic move. And believe me, Wayne Williams came out of high school for football. He's a very good basketball player, and a lot of NBA teams are looking at a Wayne Williams because he can do it all.
By the way, under the Big 5 contract, 20% of available tickets go to the visiting school. That means there are 900 St. Joe fans here today, and they're making a sizable contribution to the noise level at McGonigal Hall as Williams misses. The lead is stretched to 6. It's now a 2-3 St. Joseph zone, so Tim Perry will have to work harder to get his shots. Blackwell roams the baseline, has it and pops. No good. Vreeswyk the tip, no. Tyrone Thornton the strong rebound. In transition, it's Bruiser and Williams. He walks.
That's only their 5th turnover of the game, but that's a good move by Boyle to go back in the zone to cover Wayne Williams' foul trouble.
And there's a timeout on the floor with 13:33 remaining. And we'll keep it here for you. As 60 kids out here, they hear a gunshot, they're gone for cover.
Well, the one thing is, if I'm going to go into West Virginia, I don't mind having Blackwell and Evans on my team because I think they have ice water running through their veins.
And here's the all-court trap. 2-2-1 all-court trap shown by St. Joseph's. Nearly forces a turnover, uses up 4 seconds.
Boyle's doing a good job here, Larry. He's changing up his defense. He's protecting Williams. He's showing a different zone and some pressure here, and Temple's having a little bit of problem.
Tough double team in the corner as Howard Evans caught it in a dead spot and finds Nate Blackwell. And a great pick by Rivas. There's Perry, jump hook. Perry now with 14 in the ball game.
Boyle should think about Rodney Blake soon. 13 minutes left in the game. He has 3, but he's got to put him in soon.
They become a perimeter team with Rodney on the bench, except for the Wayne Williams penetration.
Boyle's watching the scoreboard. He gets in trouble in the lead, he'll put him back in.
Great intimidation by Perry on Williams. Rivas the rebound. Blackwell to Vreeswyk. He'll go to the hole. That's a goaltend. Score it. Mike Vreeswyk now at 9 in the ball game. And a rare fast break opportunity. When the Owls break, it's usually side court, and it's usually among the guards only. 55-53. Wayne Williams forced to set up 21 feet away. As is Boyle, top of the key. The post-up players not moving very much. There's Smith, kicks it, and a reach-in foul on Ramon Rivas. And Ramon now has 3. Joins Howard Evans, Rodney Blake, and Wayne Williams with 3 personal fouls.
St. Joe is very fortunate there. They got the ball in Henry Smith's hands, posted up, but he's not going to do a lot there. He almost had a turnover, and the referee called a foul on Rivas. It'll be St. Joe's possession. They have a 2-point lead over the Temple Owls.
Bruiser. Now the corner, it's Millay. They're working Ramon's side of the zone if possible. Ramon, a great rebounder, not that quick-footed, and they're working his side of the 2-3. Now it's Millay and Williams as they overload the other side. There's Ramon on him. Good look for Thornton. Over Perry, never saw the hoop. Off Rivas' hands.
Not a real good shot by Tyrone Thornton. He turned and faced, but just threw it up there. Tim Perry was right in his face.
Looks like a 1-3-1 look with Howard Evans out front and Ramon Rivas on the back line, and the other 3 Owls stretched across the paint. Ramon's got to cover a lot of territory in this defense. There's Vreeswyk. Williams for 3. Why not? Around and out. Vreeswyk the board. St. Joseph's back well defensively, though, and the Owls had to walk it up right. Blackwell has Greg Millay in the man-to-man set, and a double screen to Evans. Nobody near him. He drills it. And the Owls take the lead.
think about Blake?
Here he goes. Rodney Blake at the scorer's table. The instant they lost the lead, in comes Rodney Blake. How do you like that? Thornton gets away with a walk. Score it and a foul. My goodness.
Jerome Thornton with 14 points this afternoon. He's doing a terrific job for St. Joe. And you got to give the Hawks a lot of credit here this afternoon. They held in with Rodney Blake with 3. Good post up on Perry.
Oh, shuffled the feet though.
With the walk, didn't catch it. You know, that's the part of the game. They catch and they don't catch it. Boyle's happy they didn't get it at that time. But St. Joe hung in there against a tough Temple Owls team with Blake on the bench. They have a 1-point advantage. Can make it 2. It's going to be interesting down the stretch here.
Thornton connects. He's got 15. And where would they be right now without Tyrone Thornton's contribution?
They stay man-to-man, St. Joe. I think Temple should go right back to Perry.
Well, they're going to use Blake on Pearsall. So there they go to Perry, and over the top is Thornton, and that's a foul, a cheapie. But only the first on Thornton.
Well, Tyrone Thornton is not playing any defense. Again, he's playing behind him. You can't play against Perry behind him. If you are, box him out. But if Perry was hot today, he's going to have a lot of points.
John Chaney with some choice words. Now Blake is on Perry as they're in the 2-3. So off the inbounds, they go zone. Blackwell, left side, that's his. No, he's short. Perry the board. Up and over, around and out. It's Black, and it's Rodney Blake. Howard Evans dives in front of us. But it's still St. Joseph's basketball. Great hustle from Howard Evans.
A great play by Howard Evans because it was a 3-on-1 fast break. He was in big trouble. A great hustling play by Howard Evans from West Philadelphia High School.
And Jimmy Boyle calls a set play for Rodney Blake, so I think had the 5-3. Rodney flashes, sets a screen, and it's Wayne Williams who works off it. Got to get Rodney involved offensively, get him back in the flow. Millay says, all me. Tim Perry says, out of here with the weak stuff.
It was great penetration by Millay, but again, great defense by Perry to step over. If Rodney Blake did not step to the basketball, he would have had 2. Watch the penetration. Here comes Perry. He was covering Blake. Blake has to step to the basketball, bounce past 2 points.
That is the 4th block shot for Tim Perry. And Timmy does not leave his feet until his man is up in the air. And you can't teach that. That's great instincts for the big shot blocker. Millay. Yes. Clutch shot from the corner, right in front of his bench. Millay called a 2-pointer. It's a 60-56 lead.
And that was a set out of bounds play. A lot of times the defense forgets to cover the guy throwing the ball in bounds, and that's what Temple did.
Now Blake's got Brantley. Brantley will go on him. That's a big hoop for Derek Brantley, his first.
And fundamentally, that's a terrific move because he turned and faced on Blake, showed him the basketball, and hit 2. That's 2 for Jay Norman, the assistant coach who works with those big guys.
Just going to say that that's great coaching, the drop step that all the Owls big people do. Good move in the lane by Williams. Blocked by Brantley. Loose ball picked up by Brantley. And here's Evans. Vreeswyk for Vreeswyk. No, it's off the rim. Another Perry rebound. Another slam.
And let the crowd do the talking here.
Tim Perry now 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 block shots.
That may be only 2 points to the scoreboard, but that's got the Temple faithful right back into the ballgame as slam jam. 60-all, 9:15 left in the ballgame.
And the Owls will stretch it out now. Going to look to trap across half court in the 1-3-1.
If they spread it out, they better watch Blake inside.
Rodney kind of not in the flow yet. Millay will fire off target. Easy rebound. Vreeswyk. It's a lot of ball handling for the 6'7" sophomore from Morrisville. Usually just hands to Blackwell or Evans. Man-to-man set. Evans will go on Flint. Nowhere to roll. So he uses Perry. Great position. Up, over, no good. Rebound is knocked in by Greg Millay.
Greg Millay has 2 of them today. I don't know who they're going to give it to. The closest guy might have been Vreeswyk.
We'll give it to Tim Perry right here till we get the official. No good from Williams. Good hustling tip by Wayne. Head fake up and in. Wayne Williams working hard inside. And we're still tied.
Again, offensive rebound. Both teams just going at each other so hard on both ends.
Wayne Williams now with 16 points. still in the man-to-man. The Owls have to like the Perry matchup. There they go. Timmy, baby dribble, kicks it out. They'll reset it.
Perry's lost his confidence a little bit, but he's got to go right to the basketball.
Oh, what a beating! And Rodney's got his fourth. Rodney Blake has his fourth.
Again, defensively, Thornton gets beat. Blake's got to help out. Thornton's getting beat here all night. Perry's just not shooting the ball well, but he got him with the body, Blake did. Good block on the ball, but he got him with the body.
Is that a case where he should have let him have the two?
Well, again, you don't want Tim Perry just to dunk every time you're down. He has to show some effort. The problem was Thornton not playing defense again because it's going to break down. Rodney Blake has to help.
He's got to front hard or back hard. Can't be a little bit of both. Perry misses. And here comes Henry Smith, probably for Rodney Blake. So Rodney came in trailing 56-55 and leaves with a tie at 62.
And when he was in there, he was very tentative. He knew he had the three. Didn't really help them that much.
He didn't look for the basketball. Perry makes. And the scenario favors Temple right now at the 7:45 mark.
St. Joe should be cautious with the ball. Try to milk this 45-second clock on every possession, especially with Blake out of the line. Make Temple's defense work and try to get a good shot. It's man-to-man for Temple.
Sure is with Vreeswyk and Williams. Can't give him baseline. Off his foot, it'll be St. Joe basketball. Williams might have charged. Got away with it.
And something very unique, Temple doesn't show man-to-man very often. They had it against LaSalle when they were down 20, and they're showing a little bit against St. Joe.
Well, now they'll go zone off the set out-of-bounds play until they can get their matchup straight. Williams, the head fake. Now to Thornton. He's been the man. Running hook is wild and controlled by Vreeswyk.
And that's not a good shot. St. Joe needs every possession to be a good one, and he just took a running hook and not even close.
Brantley, good, strong post up and maybe a walk. That would be Henry Smith as Brantley flashed hard. Henry Smith called for the foul from behind, his third.
Temple is one of the better teams around in posting people low. Norman works all the time before practice, and they do a good job, and they keep working at it, and St. Joe is getting beat on the inside pass.
And it's Howard Evans. Evans started the half with 3, has played 13 minutes without picking up a foul, and that's the difference between a guard and a big person. Blackwell wide open, off the heel. Vreeswyk can't get it. Brantley does, in the air and good. Derek Brantley.
Offensive rebounding. A long rebound off of a miss by Blackwell. Brantley's there, opportune basket for Temple, and they have a 3-point advantage over the Hawks.
And now the Owls are man-to-man, either man-to-man or a box-and-one. Vreeswyk is definitely head up on Wayne Williams.
I think it's more of a box-and-one. Chaney likes to go to it.
Vreeswyk, his least productive zone defensive player, but probably his best man-to-man player right now.
5-second call through.
Good position, Thornton, and he walks. That's right, Jimmy Hubbard's got it.
They're going to have to get
St. Joseph.
Right, they're going to have to get Rodney Blake back in the game.
That's a good timeout for Jim Boyle as his club's about to get run off the floor. The Owls have mounted a 65-62 lead. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remain from McGonigal Hall. Back with the bit of a coming of age for the 6'9" junior from Freehold, New Jersey. Tim Perry has arrived, and his work on the offensive glass has been a major difference in this one. Here, the Arm & Hammer Slam. He's got 19 points, 12 boards, and 5 blocks. And Derek Brantley off the bench, a key contributor, Eddie.
Again, a long rebound. Vreeswyk fights for it, but Brantley's right there and lays it back up for 2. We're seeing 2 very good coaches. We're blessed in the Big 5 with 5 very good coaches, where other parts of the country, I'm not real high on coaching, but right now they've good moves. Chaney goes into the junk defense of box-and-one. St. Joe has problems recognizing defense. Boyle's in trouble. He calls timeout. Go over what defense Temple is playing, and Blake comes back in. I think that's a great move by Jimmy Boyle. Hey, you're down 3, you're in their pit, you may get blown out, you got to go with Blake. Who cares if he has 4? Blake, on the other hand, can't play tentative. He doesn't know how to play it. It's out of his personality. He's got to play strong.
And it's Tyrone Thornton who sits down. And a 2-2-1, full court zone. They'll fall back. Now they've got to play zone with Rodney in the middle with 4 fouls.
Right, or they could play man-to-man and have him cover Rivas and play behind him.
That's a tough choice for Jimmy Boyle. Right now they're 2-3. And Rodney's standing still in the paint watching Ramon. Vreeswyk for three, off the heel. Tapped by Perry, no good. That's a foul on Perry. Good call by Jimmy Burr. As he went up, tapped it right-handed and warded off with the left.
Very good fundamental blocking out by St. Joe's. Williams had Perry on his back, and Perry went over the top.
And now on the offensive end, Thornton comes in and Smith sits down. So situation substitution right now for Jimmy Boyle.
Well, it's a good move by Boyle because Thornton is doing the job on the offensive end. If he got a whistle there, he could get Smith out and put Thornton in for his offense.
Rivas laying all over Thornton inside. The skip pass for Bruiser. No good, and a foul on Ramon. Well off the ball. Jimmy Huggard caught the banging between Ramon and Thornton that I mentioned.
Right, and it was obvious. Ramon Rivas not using his feet, he's just holding off. Temple's lucky that bucket didn't go because there was a good chance that would have been three and going to the line, or they're not in the one-on-one, but it would have been St. Joe's possession back. St. Joe's trailing by 3 with 5:30 left in the ball game.
Now 6 team fouls on both squads. Great set play for Malay, and he misses. Oh, that was lovely. A touch pass off the inbounds. And Malay missed the easy 9-footer baseline.
Again, Temple's forgetting the guy throwing the ball in, and he's wide open twice. They've made it once, St. Joe has.
Mike Vreeswyk now with 9 rebounds. Howard Evans says, keep that hand off me. Double screen for Blackwell. Will roll left. I think Malay got a piece of it. And it's St. Joseph's down 3 at the 5-minute mark. And Boyle wants a timeout. And they'll give it to him. Timeout St. Joe. That was the whistle.
Well, Jimmy Boyle wants timeout because it's getting very, very intense in there. You could have a bad incident here because, again, you got Rodney Blake 260, you got the other guy 260, and he's a little upset. They just want to slow it down. Plus, the clock is messed up here at Temple.
4 minutes, 38 seconds remaining from McGonigal Hall. It's still 65-62. The Owls
out because he didn't want any heated problems there.
They have added 10 seconds to the clock. There was a clock problem. They added 10 seconds, put 4:48 back up, and we'll have to wait and see if indeed the timeout was charged to St. Joseph's, as the clock had to be stopped to reset it anyway, and I'm sure Jim Boyle wants that timeout back.
Well, the referee pointed timeout to St. Joe, but I think it's a good timeout to slow the troops down here because we're going to have something. We don't want to have anything. It's been a great game up to this part. Both teams just playing on a different level of basketball.
We will set the floor for you. For St. Joe, Greg Malay, Bruiser Flint, Tyrone Thornton, Rodney Blake, and Wayne Williams. For Temple, their starting 5 of Blackwell, Evans, Vreeswyk, Rivas, and Perry.
It is a box and 1. Vreeswyk is shadowing Wayne Williams in a man-to-man situation. The other 4 are trying to match up in a zone defense.
So Thornton pops out to set some screens for Flint. Bad pass, turnover. Loose ball, picked up Tim Perry. Bad entry from Tyrone Thornton.
7 turnovers for the Hawks. They've kept good control of the ball, but there was a long pass over the Perry to Rodney Blake. He couldn't get the handle. Man-to-man defense by the St. Joe Hawks.
Double screen on both sides for Evans and Blackwell. Now Howard gets the ball at the top, and Nate will run Bruiser Flynn off a couple of screens.
Teams will run this as a delay game almost, but Temple's trying to do is match up one-on-one, Blackwell and Perry.
And there it is, Blackwell, low post. Spins left a la Earl Monroe and puts it in.
That's what Temple wanted. They wanted to get Blackwell posted on the score. Flint, they got it. The other thing was Blake was coming for the block, and Blackwell got it over his hand.
Thornton around Rivas, blocked by Perry. Goaltending, and John Chaney just walks out of the gym. That's a tough call.
Well, let's see if we have
Very
a replay here. Let's see if we get an angle. Thornton has good position. He goes up there, Curry the weak side help. Did it hit the glass? You can't tell.
That's a tough call. Again, the double stack at the elbow for Blackwell and Evans, who rolls off. And Vreeswyk. Vreeswyk says, I'll do it alone. And the foul, Wayne Williams.
A better matchup there. St. Joe put Flint back on Evans, so Blackwell was either against Wayne Williams or Malay. But a good penetration by Vreeswyk, and Williams gets him on the arm.
How about the difference in free throw shooting? St. Joe's now only 1 for 2.5. Temple, one of America's premier foul shooting teams, and 4 fouls now for Wayne Williams. Vreeswyk in double figures with 10. And misses the back end. Tyrone Thornton aboard, his 6th rebound.
Big possession by the Hawks. They got to be patient. You're down 4 to the Owls at McGonigal. They have to get a good shot off here.
Triangle and 2, if you will, and a foul on Rivas. Rivas fouls Tyrone Thornton.
Well, here's the problem. If you're going to play the jump defense, Rivas has to match up. He doesn't have as much help because 2 players are covering St. Joe's. Now Thornton, the much quicker player, has Rivas on him. Good move. He turns and face, and Rivas can't play him.
And Ramon has now fouled out of the ball game with no points. And Derek Brantley, who may be more equipped to play in this situation because of his quickness, comes into the basketball game.
I couldn't agree with you more. That fouling out Rivas is not a major concern for the Temple Owls. Brantley has played a good ball game today. Rivas' game just wasn't here today. Much more mobile Temple Owls for the defensive end.
Again, both teams are over the limit. Tyrone Thornton, a 66%. Can cut the lead to 2, and he's had a whale of a ball game. St. Joe now 3 for 9 from 15.
Look for some full court pressure by the Hawks if he can convert the 3 throws.
He does. And they don't, I guess because of the fouls. 3:05 and counting from McGonigal Hall. Again, the double stack. It's Evans. Blackwell will pop off, has the bigger but slower Greg Millay. Overplaying him left. He'll go left anyway. Through the legs, around the back. Here we go for Nate Blackwell. Oh!
He's almost unstoppable because he powers you off with the dribble. He pushes it towards the basket, brings it back, and gets a big 2 for the Owls.
Baseline Williams knocked away Vreeswyk at the 2:35 mark. And John Chaney wants a timeout with 2:35 remaining. And we will keep it here. Nate Blackwell, they think about him as a potential pro player. One thing he can do is score. He'll score in any situation on bigger people or on quicker people.
He's just done a terrific job all year. Last year he might have been in a little bit of the shadow of Eddie Coe. He's taken over this year and just done it for you. But the spin dribble is so good and it's so effective. I don't care who's playing you, man.
Rather make it the St. Joseph's huddle. We'll listen in on Jimmy Boyle.
Well, he's trying to do the offense here.
The key for layup is not riding for layup. Through, then step back on court.
And back in the Temple huddle, here's John Chaney.
That little kid must stay deep. Plan to penetrate. You got containment. Containment. Don't reach at it. He doesn't want to shoot the jump out. Molly will shoot it. Molly will shoot it. You got to play up with him. Hey, you can stop.
John Chaney says, don't reach in and foul on Bruiser Flint because Bruiser has been a reluctant shooter today. If Greg Millay is in position, make sure that Greg Millay is covered because he'll shoot. And now attention's turned to the back of the gym where some extracurriculars are going on, and that won't last very long. 2:35 remaining and a 4-point Temple lead. The set play is for Wayne Williams. Bruiser Flint given some distance. Millay is not. So the Owls respond to the coach's instructions.
I don't think Blake has touched the ball since he's been back in the lineup.
Good fronting job by Tim Perry. Millay gives up the dribble early. Now it's Blake, can only kick. And again, Bruiser does not want the shot. Williams does, has no opportunity. Shot clock at 5. Here's Rodney, game on the line, puts it up short, out of bounds, off Vreeswyk.
That was a great 45 seconds of defense by the Temple Owls. They just did a terrific job in defense. They just couldn't come up with the rebound. A new 45 for the Hawks. They're down 4. 2 minutes left in the ball game.
And it's Flint. Howard Evans gives him room. Nice when you can eavesdrop on the coach and then watch the play develop. Wayne Williams, good entry for Blake. Strong. And a foul called. Howard Evans caught an elbow. Blake's second field goal attempt of the half.
Howard Evans says, "Coach tells me to go in there," and they dump the ball down to the big guy. I'm not going in there anymore. Rodney Blake has his elbows flying. Evans catches one right in the face. Let's see this. Here Evans dumps down. Good play, but he says, "Oh no." Blake was not going to be denied. He was going to get fouled. 2 big free throws here by Rodney Blake.
Call the foul on Derek Brantley. Blake seeking double figures. And that's well off target. Never had a chance.
Here's the big one, though. If he can make this, it's a 3-point deficit, but the 3-point shot puts 1 bucket from tying the game.
That was perfect. And here comes pressure.
Now,
Man.
what St. Joe should try to do is get the ball out of Blackwell's hands. If Blackwell gives it up, Malay should overplay him, not let him get the basketball back.
Well, Howard Evans will crack back for the ball, and now Nate Blackwell will work off the screens. They'll go to a 2-man game. Evans is tripped by Bruiser Flint, and Howard will wind up on the foul line. Notice the sportsmanship from the two littlest people on the floor. Howard Evans, a fine foul shooter at 87+%.
Well, Bruiser Flint and Howie Evans, both Philadelphia area basketball players. Bruiser Flint did his basketball at Episcopal High School here in Philadelphia. Evans at West Philadelphia High School. They played a lot of basketball together.
Standing room only at McGonigal Hall, 4,500 plus. Howard Evans, with 12 in the ball game, has 1 3-pointer this half. In the top 20 as a foul shooter. They call him money. He loves the ball at this time of the game. And that's why. Now John Chaney will drop everybody back and say, "Go ahead, Howie, do it yourself." Vreeswyk already guarding Wayne Williams, and Howard Evans hasn't shot yet. That's perfect. 1:33 remaining at McGonigal Hall. It's a 5-point Temple lead at 72-67. Lob pass for Thornton, and he loses the basketball. And Henry Smith will come in if he can get there for Tyrone Thornton, so the situation substitution continues.
But there's a big possession. St. Joe needs the basketball. They're down 5, and they can't convert and get a good shot.
Oh, a throwaway, almost. Blackwell comes up with it. Goes the length of the floor over Rodney Blake and in. Oh, my goodness. Nate Blackwell looks like an All-American right now with 24 points, and the Owls assume command. They need a 3-pointer. No, it's Blake. Goes up alone, and a good foul by Derek Brantley. Make Rodney earn him from the line, and Blake wants a piece of Brantley.
Well, what happened there?
That was a good foul.
It was a good foul, but Brantley threw the basketball at him. That's the
Did
only
he really?
problem.
I did not see that.
So he fell. There's a good foul here, not to let Rodney Blake have a slam dunk. But back here, Brantley will throw the basketball at his watch. He'll look, and if we keep going, he'll throw the ball at Rodney. Not a big deal.
Heat of the moment. Heat of the moment. And the moment is very warm. Derek Brantley, a key contributor. Temple has played 19 minutes without a turnover in the second half. And a timeout's been taken by the Temple Owls with 1:01 remaining. All right, coach, a 6-point lead, who had left the team complaining of lack of playing time, came back, and now he will probably be the man to commit the intentional foul if that's the way they have to go.
4,500 people here at Temple know Rodney Blake. They're yelling out Rodney.
Down by 6. Still down by 6. Hurry the board. And Blackwell immediately gets the ball in his hands. Great job by Nate Blackwell. Wayne Williams has 4 fouls. Rodney Blake has 4 fouls. And Howard Evans can shoot baskets all night long if he winds up at the line. Williams can't foul him. Kevin Baggett trying to stay with Nate Blackwell.
They got a foul now. I don't care if it's Blackwell. You got a foul. You're down 6, St. Joe.
They've run 30 seconds off the clock with a 6-point lead. Malay fouls Vreeswyk. They ran 35 seconds off the clock.
That makes no sense at all. They let Temple run the clock down to 10 seconds on the 45-second clock, 25 left in the game, and then they foul Vreeswyk. If they're going to foul, they got to go for it right away. But again, the Temple Owls show great character and poise in tough situations.
You figure Baggett's in the ball game to commit a foul, don't you?
I would think he is.
Down by 6.
But we're talking about young individuals out there, and they forget a lot of things with this crowd.
Now it is 7. The Owls in command. Moments away from victory number 23. Vreeswyk hits another. 25 and counting. Bruiser Flint will pull up and fire. Around and out. Rebound foul, Tyrone Thornton. No, Derek Brantley, the rebound foul.
No, you're right the first time. Thornton come over the top.
He was pointing at Brantley as the shooter. And now 18 seconds remain.
You saw two very good college basketball teams go at each other here at McGonigal. John Chaney wiping off his brow, his sweat's pouring down. It's been a tough game. Temple's played well, and you got to give the Hawks credit. They played a very good game. And this officiating crew of the 3 Jimmies, Huggard, Reif, and Burr, in difficult circumstances, have done a fantastic job. And credit Lou Bonder, supervisor of officials for the conference, the Atlantic 10, with the assignment, as Brantley puts the final nail in it. It's a 10-point ball game with 17 seconds. Bruiser will have to fire again. There it is, high and long. Brantley the board, out of bounds to St. Joseph's. And we could see this contest again in the Atlantic 10. I could see both teams playing in the final game, and there'll be a third rematch between Temple and St. Joe.
Blocked by Derek Brantley, foul by Derek Brantley. Tyrone Thornton to the line. Tyrone has come an awfully long way since his eligibility became available, and he's a full-fledged Division I solid inside player. 4 personals on Derek Brantley, who's given Temple a major lift. And the Temple Owls will roll to 23-2. 12-0 in the Atlantic 10. When Nate Blackwell was a freshman, they went 18-0 in the Atlantic 10. He'd like nothing more than to do. They execute like very few college teams. They always get a shot. They always make the right pass. And there's an intentional missed foul shot. And Nate Blackwell comes out with a loose basketball with 4, 3, 2, 1. She's history. The Temple Owls are Big 5 champions outright for the first time since 1958. Congratulations, John Chaney and the Temple Owls. John Chaney walking off, exchanging pleasantries with the St. Joseph's faithful. And we'll come back, wrap it up, and have a star of the game for you, the Temple Owls. All right, Eddie?
Nate, 22 points. You beat St. Joe. A typical Big 5 game?
Yes, definitely. There was some heavy banging and with some good play up and down the floor. You know, it was a classic game.
I didn't see you a lot of times go inside when Rodney Blake caught the basketball. Your playmate Howie Evans went in there and he got something right in the face.
Yeah, well, you know, the big guys were really banging today. This was a kind of emotional game, and I knew for me I had to sneak in and out of there. I wasn't about to go in there and head up.
I kept saying during the telecast, if I'm coaching against Temple and Nate Blackwell, I don't let you get the basketball back.
Well, I'm pretty sure some people that, you know, that have that theory, but we run plays where the guys really scream for me to get me open, and, you know, the guys do a good job of getting me open.
Temple Owls, you're ranked 5th in one poll, 6th in the other. What kind of pressure with national recognition that the Big 5 and Atlantic 10 haven't had in a while?
Well, you know, all the teams that we play now are coming at us with this us being ranked, you know, so we have to go out every day and play with a lot of, you know, intensity and make sure that we don't slip, because everyone's looking to knock us off, and you know, it does something for the Atlantic 10 because it brings a lot of exposure to the league. You know, before, for somebody to have a top 10 team in Atlantic 10, it wasn't heard of the last couple of years, but now, you know, I think we're finally getting the recognition that maybe some teams would do, you know.
Were you surprised St. Joe came out, they ran the ball up the court? They don't want that Temple zone to set up.
Well, that's definitely it. We think we have a pretty good zone once we get back, and I'm pretty sure they had a feeling that they wanted to come down and get some easy baskets because they knew once we set up, we were going to try and make it as hard for them as possible.
John Chaney, at the end, your 9-point lead, 10 seconds. He's still coaching. He doesn't want you guys to let up at all.
Oh, definitely. Coach coaches to the last second. He's really up on everything, and he makes sure that we never slip.
Well, we had Nate Blackwell. And Nate, good luck in your next game against Penn State.
All right, thank you.
Well, Nate Blackwell, he doesn't let up either, and as the tempo allows, 1 by 9, and let's go back to Larry Rosen.